In this video I'm going to be talking about the storyboard which we created, and basically the narrative of our opening sequence and what's going on. In the first shot, which we've drawn out like shot by shot, the first one we've basically got some establishing shots of the pond, which is kind of where our narrative kind of revolves around, is the pond and the body in the pond. We chose to do we've got quite a few establishing shots to begin with. We chose to do this just to build the suspense of the piece, like up to the point where we see the girl in the pond dead, effectively. And we went, obviously, originally we went to Izzy's house before we did any kind of filming, and before we drew up the storyboard. Went to Izzy's house, did some like on-location research, so we knew exactly where everything was going to be, all the shots we wanted, where everything was going to be placed, and we managed to make this storyboard. We've got about 4 establishing shots of the kind of forest area, the pond, this kind of barbed wire fence that Izzy has, like with the forest behind. So it all ties in very nicely and builds the appropriate suspense which we need. We also have some footage of the sheep, or the 5th shot is the sheep running through the field, with the sheep run past the camera, and that's another shot we have. We then cut quickly to a shot of me running down a hill through a forest, very, crazy, running away from we don't know what, part of the enigma of our thriller. We then go to some more kind of, this shot's getting much quicker and much shorter, although the shots like kind of the same kind of length, they start becoming quicker and kind of snappier, and the cuts become quicker. Effectively we're cutting between me running and some various different, like, basically establishing shots, but shorter establishing shots. We then have another slower shot of a kind of panning round the pond with the swings and the trees kind of blowing in the breeze, and then we cut quickly to me the girl flopping into the pond dead. So all the suspense is being built up to this moment where this happens. We then cut to the title sequence of the actual where the title is going to come up, the titles of our piece, which basically we've just planned to do a montage of, it's effectively a montage of different shots, like quickly cut together like a second each, where all the titles will come up, and like obviously the names of all the like actors and things like that. And then we're going to have that, so that's be about 30 seconds long, not too long at all to be honest, and then we're going to come back into the narrative, so it's like narrative, title sequence, narrative, kind of to wrap things up. We've got this figure whose face we don't see, but it's Louis, basically coming forward with this glass dish of bones and kind of other fleshy, gory things, and then he plonks it onto the table, like, and it's quite startling for the audience. They don't expect to see these meat things. We then see some close-ups of the meat itself, like the bones, the rib cage that we've got. And then we see Louis slicing through the ribs and cracking them off, and the noise that made with this action is actually very effective, and we're going to enhance all the noise so it's all really like startling and shocking and kind of unnerving for the audience. We then have, to close the whole sequence, is this rusty hook that Izzy has hanging from her barn, with a big sack of kind of like blooded nonsense inside. And obviously I'm not sure what it is. It could be the body, it could be a load of clothes, like no one knows what it is, but it's basically insinuated that it's this girl who this farmer has killed's body, and he's pulling it up into the rafters of this barn, and the title sequence is or the narrative is closed, and the opening sequence is done. So that's basically what it is, and it's looking really good. Hopefully we will stick to our storyboard, because obviously we've been to Izzy's house to kind of look at all the location and sort out kind of what shots we need. We've drawn up the storyboard, and as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely fine, and there's no reason why we shouldn't stick to it, basically. And that's it.